It feels good. You know, I haven't started filming yet, but just the idea of it. You know, like as a kid growing up, always reading comic books and wanting to kind of indulge in that world of Marvel. It's kind of cool to kind of see it come true. So I'm excited about filming.
Have you gone in for the costume fitting?
Yeah, we've been working the fittings out, the costumes and stuff like that. You guys are in for a treat. It's pretty special. Josh has been taking his time out and really doing something special.
So are they using the traditional blue or the new red?
Say it again.
Are they using the traditional blue or the new red?
I can't even use all that stuff, man. That was smooth.
Can you discuss your working on Fruit and Fail and the end result of not getting
know about it, huh?
I want to know how you reflect on the fact that Fruit and Fail won at Sundance, and yet the Academy didn't really give it as much attention as I thought it deserved.
I appreciate that, but Fruitvale Station was such a personal project to me. Being a young African American male, coming from the inner city. Ryan Cooper, my writer-director, is from the Bay Area. It was a very personal story for him as well. And we just felt like it was a message and story that we need to be told. It happens way too often nowadays, and in the world that we live in. And if we could do a film to get people to think after they watch our film, I think we've done our job and done this world a service. For me personally, the first time I ever had a chance to be a lead of a film, carry a film as an actor, you always want to know if you have it, if you're able to actually do that. And for me, I answered a lot of questions personally and professionally, so it was a win-win across the board for me. And being able to get Oscar Grant's story told and kind of immortalize him in the world of film is a huge deal for us and his family. And kind of give him a voice and a little bit of closure to the situation.
You still pushing yourself for Star Wars?
I audition for it, man. I think, it's one of those things that, you just kind of go into the audition room and you walk out, you just kind of leave it all behind. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
What were you auditioning for?
Say it again?
What were you auditioning for?
What am I? What did I?
What you tried to audition?
I commend you for being a mentor. Who was your first mentor?
My first mentor, my parents. I think my mom and my dad for sure. Kind of like, setting the bar, for expectations to work hard, kind of like, never running the first sign of trouble, or hard work. And professionally, I want to say, Forrest Whitaker. Forrest Whitaker for sure, working with him on Fruitvale, and then, like maybe Ben Affleck, I reached out and got a chance to really offer advice and try to help me make as little mistakes as I possibly could. Matthew McConaughey, Jamie Foxx, Oprah. I mean, it's crazy the people that kind of started to reveal themselves and wanted to just see me do well. So it meant a lot to me.
What advice did you give to the students?
I think it was work hard.
Yeah.
Chase their dreams, never take no for an answer, and communicate. I was speaking from an actor's perspective. Things that I look for in a director. My career is pretty much made on first-time filmmakers. Working with Anthony Hemingway on Red Tails and Josh Trank on Chronicle, and Ryan Coogler on Fruitvale, and then again Tom Gormican on That Awkward Moment. So I'll never overlook a first-time director because it's the first time. I was a first-time actor at one point. Somebody had to take a chance on me. So just try to inspire them to communicate and and collaborate as much as you can with your artists, because that relationship is so important, because you never know. My next film, Fantastic Four, from where my first-time film director. After that, I'm doing Creed with Ryan Coogler, again, first-time filmmaker. So those relationships are so important moving forward in this industry. I think to try to get that through.
Do you feel like first-time directors are?
Guys, that's all the time that we have right now.
Go so fast.